All right, so this is the command which I gave, and because of some reason, it is not able to delete this resource group. So let me see what is that. It's deleted, and eventually it's got deleted. Probably because of the internet problem, it throws this error message, but eventually it's deleted. So now if I want to give the command again, get AG resource group, so I should not be able to see any sort of resource group in my subscription. It's all empty here. All right. So this is the command. These are the basic, things which I wanted to have the base understanding on this commandlet. Now let's see that how to use the different parameters, position parameter. Okay, one thing which I wanted to demonstrate here. If right now I had given only the example, okay, if you see that and see these many different commandlet what we have. If you see that full, this is your full help file for the easy resource group, and you execute this one, you will get all sort of details here. What if, what is the required parameter, position parameter, default value, whether it will accept that pipeline or not. It will not accept the pipeline. It means you cannot merge with the two or more commandlet. Okay. Confirm whether it requires the confirm parameter, position parameter, yes or not, whether it will accept the name through, if whether it will not accept all of these things. Force, if you use the force parameter, what will happen? As job also you can run it. So API version, this is the API version that you can use it. So in details and the full, you will have a more information from this scripting prospect. Okay. So I hope this basic session is quite helpful to understand how the PowerShell work. Okay. Now let's try to deploy virtual machine, considering whatever we have thought, whatever we have learned so far. Let's utilize all of these commandlet understanding in the script. Okay, so let me open the new one. I have one script. Me also create it, right? So this script, this script has all the parameters which we needed in order to create the virtual machine. Now, since we already connected, we'll see that since we already connected to our PowerShell, to our Azure subscription, I'll not be using this command, connect easy. I'll just tag it. I comment it. I'm not using these two commands because I'm already connected. Now, let's understand the parameter one by one. I'm creating a new resource group in the line number 3, this thing, and keeping the location East US. Of course, this can be changed. You can keep it in Central India. You can keep it in West US, East US, Central US, wherever you feel so, you can create it. Then this is the variable. Variable sense, whatever the username and password I'm going to create for the virtual machine will store under this $. And then from there, I'm using this array table, hash table, sorry, not the array table, hash table, where I'm taking input one by one and finally deploying the virtual machine with this parameter. So let's understand one by one. Let's execute. So right now I'm going to create a new resource group. Okay, this is the resource group. So let's change the resource group name, AG Lab VN. Okay, location, let's keep it East US. And I'm saying this is the way to create a new resource group. And side by side, we will be checking on the portal also how we are progressing using this script. So I'm here. If I go to resource group, so it has not come up yet. Succeeded. So we have to wait for some more time. Let's wait. Now you can see this resource group has been created, and this resource group does not have any resources so far. Okay. So now go back to the scripting again. Line number 4 is like credentials. This this is the variable, and under this variable, the username and password will be stored for the virtual machine. So if I just execute this one, I'm getting this prompt. This prompt will have the credentials for my machine. Okay, so the credentials has been saved under CRAD, right? Now the parameter. Under this hash table, we will be supplying all the parameters. First of all, I need to change this resource group. Change the resource group from here. The name of the virtual machine, you can give any name. Then location, because we have already chosen the location east to west, we are keeping as it is. Then the image is Windows 2016 data center. Remember, we have to select one of the images. And then credentials is this, open port 3389. It means 3389 is like inbound port. We wanted to keep it open so that I should be able to log in. And then finally, we will be running this. So I'm executing all this hash table in one shot.
I have one question. So this hash table, whatever you are showing there, so the name, location, image name, those are all predefined in that
Right. So you can change.
hash table.
Yeah, you can change it. It's not something that location, since I've chosen the same location from here, I have to keep the same location matching with this resource group.
No,
Image,
not that. No, the key I'm talking about the key, like resource group name equal to that resource group name, right? So
okay,
is that a
key and
predefined?
key name and the value are saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, name and value, you can keep anything. This is the property of hash table. And hash table is a property of your PowerShell. And hash table, again, you can use in any scripting language. So I'm using the hash table as it is. Value key, it comes in this format only. If you go and check in the Google, okay, it comes in the values only. This is your PowerShell.
I think that um, I think that key at least should be predefined. That's what I'm thinking. I might be wrong.
No, it's
The
not.
reason I'm
You can
thinking is
define it. It's a dynamic in nature. You
how does
can,
it know otherwise, right? I mean,
Keys are I feel keys are predefined variables.
see here,
yeah,
this is
value can be changed, but I'm thinking keys are predefined.
no hash table. I think guys, this work in this way. For example, you are free to define any uh you know keywords, and then output will be like this. For example, here also the name and order that you can create the hash table.
Yeah, the third part. Yeah, that part is clear. I think that this I got it. But if you go to your, yeah, this makes sense, right? I mean, we are creating a hash with the name order, and inside that we have a bunch of things. So similarly, that VM params is a hash table name. So somewhere you should have that resource group name
Yeah, this
and
one you're
name
saying, right?
location.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got it. This one is definitely, this is like, this is like, we cannot change it. This one, I mean, this is indeed a part of your
Okay.
hash table. Image name is like predefined. I'm sorry. I thought that you're talking on the right hand side. No, the image name, public IP, credentials, open port, these are the predefined criteria. These are the criteria that we should be getting it, because resource group name does exist, location also does exist, and these are the predefined criteria. On the right hand side, the value which we are incorporating, these are the dynamic in nature that we can change it. Okay, now I have executed till line number 13. Let me hit on line number 14, where all of these under this variable, I'm creating a new virtual machine and passing all the parameters which I collected here. Okay, so line number 14. With this, I should be able to deploy the virtual machine without any hassle. Okay, so just creating network resource group, public IP, network, your set of disk which is needed, interface card, and so on and so forth. Now you can close the window also, it's no problem. In the back end, your virtual machine will be created. Now, if we keep an eye and check what is happening on our portal, see here. Now you can see all of these virtual machines, components are being created. Your NSG, public IP, disk, the image itself. Okay. And it's done, right? Now, if you see the OS profile, so the computer name is Win 2016 IT, who is the username as admin. And then if you wanted to see what is the configuration, you can use this configuration file. So this PC does have, this is the private IP, and similarly you can get the public IP as well. Okay, here I need to change the resource group name because I have already changed here on the top. Now this missing. Okay, name. Right. So name again, I need to take it from here. This is the name, Windows 2016. Okay, so I'm getting all this, and I can connect with this virtual machine now. Now, what is the public IP? What is the public IP here? This is the public IP. IP address 20.121.18.2. 225. So if I try to connect from my local machine, I should be able to connect.
Just small question. Like in Amazon, AWS, they have Amazon Linux. Similarly, we have for Azure, we have some flavor for Linux.
Yeah, definitely. I think we created, right? We RK
No,
or
no, no.
Cosworth? Sorry. Yeah, RK.
What I'm trying to say is, AWS has their own Linux, AWS Linux,
Uh-huh.
saying AWS Linux.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, apart from the Ubuntu, Red Hat, Solaris,
Right.
apart from these,
Mm-hmm.
AWS has their own Linux. Likewise, does Microsoft has any apart from the Ubuntu or whatever the Linux?
Microsoft does not on any license, but from the for the Windows prospect, yes, they do have the Windows image. And I think there is one more practical pending, which is known as custom image. That have we have have we completed, guys? No, right? Custom image deployment of the
Mm,
custom image.
I think no.
Okay, so that is yet to be completed. So we will be doing it today if the time permit and my internet is stable. So that image uh, is something like, custom image basis on my requirement. I'll be creating the custom image. And we do not have any custom image other than what we can see in the in the gallery archive. So if we wanted to create any custom image, then we'll have to go and create it.
Okay.
So since this virtual machine got deployed in US region, so that's the reason it is a bit slow, but you can see all sort of configuration. Slowly it is opening up. So I think that's it. We can see now computer name, what we have chosen at the time of deployment, the configuration file, operating system, and the hardware information. So this is the way to deploy the virtual machine using the PowerShell. Any questions, guys?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Can you send me that?
Yeah, I can upload this scripting. I mean the PowerShell script
And
in
then sample commands, whatever you executed
yeah,
on the first tab. Yeah.
sure. These commands, right?
Yeah, the tab. Yeah, this one.
Right. I'll send it over the email or I'll upload it as part of this.
Okay.
All right. So next is what, guys? Custom image. Okay. That is also one of the practical which is pending on. Now, what is the role of the custom image? Let's understand the concept first and subsequently we will be doing the lab. Right. So custom image is, okay, let me deploy the virtual machine in IN region quickly. so that we should be able to do the practical. This has to be deleted. I'll be deleting. I'll be just running this quickly here. So I'll go ahead and create a virtual machine.
So when you say custom image, it's not Windows or it's not Linux.
No,
Is
it
that
is
what?
no, it's like Windows only, but we will be installing some image which we are looking for. I'll just explain it in one moment. Let me deploy this web VM.
Yes.
So guys, what is the role of custom image? First understand the theoretical part, and at the same time, we will be doing the practical as well. The role, understand, say, my virtual machine. You got some requirement from the project team or any team where you are the administrator, and you have been asked to install certain roles or the applications. For instance, let's say you deploy one Windows or Linux virtual machine. Okay, then here you install, on top of it, you install SQL Server. Okay, you install some print server. You install some of the, say, web server role. and say you have some XYZ role installed. So these 4 or 5 roles you have installed, the features you installed on this virtual machine. Now you have just done for only one project or for one team, but at the same time, your management ask you to deploy such virtual machine in a large scale environment because of the project need. Probably such virtual machine is needed for the bulk project. So in a bulk, if you wanted to create such virtual machines, a 20 virtual machine, 30 virtual machine, or 50 virtual machine with the same sort of application or the roles which you install only for one virtual machine. So if you just try to do it manually, it's going to be Hercules task. You're not going to complete and so and so, and it's going to be tedious work again and again. So to accomplish it, Microsoft come up with custom image, which allow you to, first of all, install all of the roles in one server and create a custom image out of it. And with the help of couple of tools like DSC, desired state configuration, DevOps tool, we should be able to deploy across all the virtual machines in one go. So the image which we are going to create, that image will deploy across multiple. I mean, that is a kind of template we are creating. In fact, we are creating one template, and that template is going to be cascade across multiple virtual machine, and we will be using that template, that operating system. Making sense, guys?
So this is on top of the operating system, is it?
Yes, on top of operating system. Yes.
Okay, I thought we are creating a custom
No, 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 no.
operating
No,
system image.
no, it's not image. In fact, on top of, because base operating system will remain as it is. This is the intention for the custom template, or sometimes we say custom image.
But I have a question. Okay, not all the customer required everything. So every customer will be using the custom image, right? That's what my understanding is.
Yes, they will be using the custom image.
Okay, pretty much everybody use the custom image, right? Now, okay, probably I don't need the SQL, SQL server. I may only need web server.
Okay, let me give you one example to understand it. See, if you aware something called ghost image, long time back, Moru, I think you and me started the career almost decade ago. So if you, I do recall when I was working as a desktop engineer, we used to have, there was a call center earlier, and we used to have the ghost image. In the call center, we have different process. It used to be different process. So for example, credit is one of the project. Travel is another one of the project. So for credit, for example, for one virtual machine, whatever the credit project requirement is, I'll be installing in one of the system. Now, if any new joinee comes and he or she needs a new system, I do not have to go and just list down, okay, what all the application, what all the systems, what all the image I had selected. I'll be using the same ghost image and deploy it across. And now it is being done through the SCCM server or some other advanced technology, but that was the manual things when we were doing it. So same stuff here. You are deploying the same virtual machine, equipping with the same set of roles and the image custom application on it. So you are creating a custom template, rather custom image.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's go and say, yeah, my server is ready. So what we will be doing it, to understand this concept, we will be installing few roles because we do not have any SQL Server. We do not have any custom application for now. What we will be utilizing, we will be using, we'll install the web server role, we'll install the print server role, and we'll install the NPS role. Okay. And then we'll create a custom image out of this virtual machine. And then we'll deploy a new virtual machine using this template. Okay. Or using this image. You guys with me? Guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So let's launch IAS. So sorry, server manager. Install the web server role, print server role, and NPS role. So I'll go here. So I'm installing NPS role, which is network and policy access role. Installing the print and document services, which is print server role, and installing the IES. Okay. These three roles I have chosen, and we'll proceed with these three roles. Let's go ahead. Nothing else. I'm just using the print server. Restart if needed. So till here, no rocket science. We simply launch server manager, have chosen those roles which we needed. Of course, you can do with the same applications if you feel so. After that, you had to restart if needed. And post restart, post restart of this virtual machine, we will be doing a kind of, something called system. There is something called sysprep that we need to perform. And now, what is the role of sysprep? For as far as Windows part is concerned, every user and machine or the computer which you create has something called SID, security identifier. This is the unique number with the help of every user and the computer. has the unique number that is known as SID. In order to capture the image of this, we have to erase the security identifier. And that's the reason we will be using sysprep, which is a built-in tool in Microsoft Windows. And once we run it, why it is a crucial part of this process, because it will remove the security identifier. And then when you create a new image out of this image, it will not conflict in your system. Otherwise, you will be having a multiple replica copy of the same security identifier. And in internally, it's going to be tough to manage. Got the concept, guys? The role of script. Okay, great.
So, can you come again that part again? That overlapping.
Yeah, for every Windows server, we have a security identifier. Not only for server, every sort of PC, users or group or users or computer, anything. Give me one minute. Okay. So every computer and the user has a security identifier. Now, if we do not perform this prep, what happens is this security identifier will be replicated across multiple images. So it is must do exercise that we have to do it. We need to perform it. By running the sysprep, we are ensuring that security identifier can be erased from the image, and that vanilla image we can deploy across multiple systems. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we will be doing, now you can see we have IS, we have NPS role and print server role. 3 server role we have installed it, right? Now what next? Now we will be going and type here under C Windows System 32. We have something called sysprep. This one. So we need to run this now. This is the application, sysprep application. And then on the cleanup action, we do not need to do anything. We have to hit on generalize. Okay, this is the something that you need to click. This is called generalizing. In common term or in technical term, we say deleting or removing the security identifier. Then here you have an option whether you want shutdown or you want to reboot. We'll go for shutdown. Post generalizing, system should go in shutdown status. Hit on OK. The sysprep started working on. Now you can see that the remote session has ended. It means the sysprep is actually, my network is okay. That's fine. So here you see that virtual machine and refresh. It is in shutdown status. Okay, here it is shutdown. If you see the virtual machine, go to resource. It is stop. It is stop mode right now. So what we have to do it now, we need to click on capture. Okay. By capturing, so if you see that on this role, what all we have installed on this virtual machine, we have installed 3 roles: print server, web server, and IS role. Okay, now from this virtual machine, we are going to create multiple virtual machines with the same role. So here we need to click on capture. So we are capturing the image. Okay. And here you have an option whether you want to share with the image gallery with some other people or the person. If you do not, so just click on create here only. Or here is the name. You can change it. Or here again, you can keep it here. Azure here. Generalize operating system status. Here you can create any compute gallery if you feel so. Custom image. Sorry, I don't want this. So this is the name. And now I want to go ahead, tagging, review, and create. So I'm creating a custom image, or first of all, I'm, capturing that image. So once this image is ready, I'll be using the same image to create the virtual machine. Clear, guys? Till here, any question?
No.
Yeah.
So I have one general question. So what are all these? Okay. When these different types of images will be used, I think it is based on the project requirement, I believe. Is that it's just a feature provided by Azure, right?
Correct. It is one of the features. Now, the use case, if you're looking for, the use case could be, say, we are not using this compute in our company, but in few organization, you have the dev environment, you have the prod environment, and bunches of computers are being, or the virtual machines are being created on a daily basis. So they will be having exclusive team for each and everything. So for the team, for example, the VDI is it is in vogue right now. So VDI, when you're creating the VDI, you will be equipping the latest software, the latest image on it, and you will be using for the different set of project. For example, L&D team, learning, and development team, they wanted they are running some sort of batch, and they want, in 20 people are there in one batch, and they want, Java or at least Python should be installed on their machine, a set of requirement, right, in order to run this. And thereafter you will be dismantling all of this setup. So to accomplish this kind of work, you need such kind of setup.
Okay.
Okay, so now
Does it make any price difference in terms of
no,
like,
it says there's no costing associated with it because you are the one.
Yeah.
Other than the Windows license, there's nothing. And of course, any other application on top of it, if you're using it, that cost will be explicitly being charged. Okay.
okay,
So now from here, we have this custom image ready. Let's create the VM. So I am using the same. Now you see you see this under this image have by default the image which we capture is popping up here. So we are not using any fresh operating system. Rather, we are using the one which we capture it. All right. So I'll say web server -02. And of course, you can change the availability and all availability. No, I don't want right now. And this is something, again, you have an opportunity to create a new username and password. All right. So here I can create new username and password. Hit on disk and network. Of course, you can change all these settings, but I'm least bothering about right now because we have to create this image. And hit on create. I can address any questions, guys, if you have. Let's utilize the time and clarify the things. I hope you guys have set up the free tier account, right? If not, I think it's the high time to go ahead and set up your free tier account.
yeah,
Wait,
I have the account.
wait. Because going forward, we will be having more labs like this. Yeah, and you must have experienced since last couple of days, we have been exclusively doing all the lab exercise. So the lab exercise is underway. Try to get the free tier account and make sure it's up and running fine for you. And
Okay.
here's the recording. Today by EOD, I'll be sharing the recording in the same channel. Yesterday's and today's recording. Follow the instruction. Try to follow the same steps in your lab. If you have any problem encountering any issues, you can drop an email to me. I hope you guys have my email address. Or alternative, you can approach me on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
So now this web server, which we recently deployed, let's try to connect. So we have deployed this virtual machine, and this virtual machine should have all the roles which we installed on our previous machine. Okay. So I've launched Server Manager. Let's see whether those features have been replicated here or not. Those roles and the features what we use in our previous image. So now you can see on the left-hand side, we have the IES role, we have the NPS role, and we also have the print server role. We have not exclusively installed anything on this server. This comes as part of the image. Okay, this is the IES, NPS, and print server.
Okay. This one, all these are created individually, or when you create
Okay,
like
now, now if the next question could be how you can deploy such machine for, if suppose you need to deploy 20 virtual machine in one go. So for that, you have to use something called runbook or DSC, desired state configuration. With that, you should be able to deploy multiple virtual machine in one go. This is one of the manual stuff what we have done it right now.
okay.
Any further questions, guys? Are we clear with the concept, custom image?
Yeah.
All right, great.
I was thinking like custom image meaning like
No, not in that way. It's like
creating the
custom.
operating system images with
No.
less features, and that may reduce the cost or something. That's what I was thinking.
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can see the original server has been stopped and we use the same image. We capture it and we deploy in this virtual machine. So all the roles were very much present there, and this virtual machine is still under stopped status. Okay, so that conclude the custom image deployment as well. We did 2 practical today, deploying the virtual machine using the PowerShell and deploying a custom image. With this, I think we are done and dusted for the virtual machine module. So it means almost 30 to 40% of this course has been completed. The next is network module. Networking we will be starting next week, and we'll try to complete. Not sure whether we should be able to complete within 1 week or so, but the network topic is going to be more verbose, okay, compared to this compute. But I'll try to bifurcate and I'll try to give more and more. I'll try to keep more hands-on so that you guys can easily understand rather than on the theoretical part as usual. The last couple of classes you must have experienced. So just brace yourself for the networking concept. If you get a time, please go through and understand the network concept. If not, of course, we will be covering as part of this syllabus and try to complete this compute at least. And if you have not initiated, not subscribed for your free tier account, I think this is the right time to hit.
So I have one quick question. So when you say a network, what topics it covers? The reason I'm asking, yesterday we covered that subnet and all those things, right? So that is
It will cover. It will cover the public IP, private IP. It will cover the VNet, subnet, gateway, virtual network gateway, VPN, then load balancer. These are the topics that we will be covering. as part
Okay.
of network segment.
Okay.
And I will also give some kind of, a rudimentary level of introduction about the basic classes of IP address, because those are the, building block. If you're not clear with the classes of IP addresses, then it will not help you to understand the subnet. If you're not understanding the subnet, supernetting, you will not get the VNet. If you're not getting the VNet, you're not getting the gateway. Just like one after another, you need to understand all the concepts.
And so firewalls are also under networking.
Yes, it does. So we will be doing the firewall practical as well. Azure firewall is very much there. Azure firewall, then your system root, UDR, CDN, these are the part of your network. And that's what I'm saying. After compute, we have the network, and the network is gonna take another 2 weeks, it seems. The kind of Barbaros topics what we had. But
So just
after the network, I think then it will be quite easy to complete the rest of the course. Yes, please, Shashwat.
So actually, I was asking a few questions regarding my work. So in a few of the clients, so when we do the security reporting parts, so in few of the clients, we get such kind of reports. Suppose user login failed. We are getting like from single users, how many types of the number of times we are getting the user login failed from which workstation on which computer from source network address, or sometimes we are getting like Azure Active Directory login activities, like from we separate geolocation logins. And so from which sort of integrations or which part we are getting this sort of reports?
So are you guys using any SIM solution in your organization? SIM solution?
Yes, sir. We are using Event Tracker. It's our own SIM solution, our own company's product. It's Event Tracker.
Okay, so event tracker from the SIM solution only, your seniors, your supervisor must have integrated all this with the SIMs. So all sort of notifications are triggering from there. You are getting all this trigger notification from there, from the SIM solution. And for the Azure AD, we have a kind of sign-in activity log. We have something called audit log. And we also have something called, security identifier logs, which is also known as user risky login and user sign-in login. So this we can customize. So Azure AD is another identity management topic that we will be covering it, where I'll walk you through, conditional access policy, multi-factor authentication, sign-in logs, and then understanding the difference between sign-in log and audit log, and then creating the couple of users in Azure AD. What is the difference between Azure AD and our traditional AD? And how do we set up the hybrid? And how do we create the domain controller? And how do we sync those users, the hybrid users, the on-prem user to the cloud? So that is part of our practical too.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Thank you, guys. Then I think if there is no further question, we can wrap up for the day. And I'll be sharing the recording, and I'll confirm on the WhatsApp group once the recording is ready. So if you have any problem, you can connect with Devijit or someone from the eGain team. They will assist you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.